Pranams to all. Now we will see some key features like need, importance, principles of selection, and types of audio-visual aids. This is Dr. G. Surya Prasad, working as an assistant professor in education in Rashtriya Sanskrit Sansthan. The subject matter used here is downloaded through the following URL. The author expresses his gratefulness. Audio-visual aids are teaching devices which are used to communicate messages more effectively through sound and visuals. Teaching without teaching aids may not result in effective comprehension. The instruction will be very much effective if any tool is used. Audio-visual aids are such instructional devices which will communicate the message very much clearly and effectively through sound and visuals. Audio-visual aids stimulate the sensory organs like ears and eyes of the students. As a result, they will be involved in teaching learning process and make comprehension of the communication being received. Thus, it can be said that audio-visual aids are very much effective tools to communicate the message properly. Now, let's see what are audio aids. Audio is what we hear. Audio aids are such instructional tools by which the message can only be heard but not seen. So, audio aids are that in which the message will be communicated through sound. As everybody knows, the hearing or the audio plays an important role in receiving and sending a message effectively. So, audio aids play a vital role in communicating the message. We have understood what the audio aids are. Now, let us look at the meaning of visual aids. A visual is what can be seen. Visual aids are such instructional devices that help to visualize the message. Here, the message being communicated gets a concrete form, concrete shape. And a visual aid is a communicating device in which the message can only be seen but not heard. Actually, the visual aids communicate the message more effectively. It is well known that the eye is the most helpful in learning, and the visual aids stimulate the eyes, resulting in an effective learning. And it is also a fact that just words are not enough to communicate an idea. The idea which is communicated in visual form will have more impact on learning. Till now, we have understood what is an audio aid and a visual aid. Now, let's proceed to know the audio-visual aids. Audio-visual aids are the combination of both audio and visual aid. Here, the message will be communicated in both sound form as well as a visual form. Audio-visual aids are such devices which clarify the concepts or interpretations very clearly so that the learner will make his learn more concrete, effective. The message being communicated through audio-visual aids will be very much interesting, inspirational, and meaningful. Thus, the audio-visual aids help the teacher to clarify the concepts or interpretations very clearly, and These enable the learner to make his learning more concrete. Not only these audio-visual aids clarify the message, but also establish, correlate, and coordinate the concepts, so that the learning of the learners will be more concrete, effective, interesting, inspirational, meaningful, and vivid. Now, let us look at the need of the audio-visual aids. Number 1. Motivating the students to be active in teaching and learning process. The audio-visual aids, because of its attractiveness, motivates the students to be active in teaching and learning process, so that the learner can take part in teaching and learning process, helping the students to learn better. The AV aids, that is audio visual aids, provide a concrete shape for the abstract ideas, so that the learner can learn better. Number 3. Creating the effective teaching and learning experiences in classroom. The teaching and learning experiences will become most effective if AV aids are used in the classroom. AV aids improve the effectiveness of the learning and also of teaching, since the teaching and learning experiences are very attractive and inspirational. That is the point number 4 and 5. Point number 6. Making the teaching and learning process more interesting and permanent. Since the impact of AV aids is upon the sensory organs, that is particularly on eyes and ears, the learning becomes interesting and permanent. Number 7. Presentation of abstract concepts in vivid concrete forms. The most important advantage of audio-visual aids is presentation of abstract concepts in concrete form. Hence, the learner cope up with the learning. Number 8. Providing good substitute for first-hand experience. The usage of AV aids provide first-hand experience of the message being communicated in the classroom. Example: description about a temple is to be communicated. For this, the audio, like the ringing sound of the bell, and the visual, like the picture of a temple, can be produced, so that the learner will get a first-hand experience of the thing being communicated. Number 9. Imparting maximum amount of knowledge in shortest possible time. The present presentation is an audio-visual aid which may take 4 or 5 classes at least to complete the topic. But through this audio-visual presentation, it will be completed within 20 minutes approximately. Thus, AV aids impart maximum amount of knowledge in shortest possible time. The last one, bringing the real life situations to classroom. Through the audio and video, the real life situations can be put forth before the learners, making their learning permanent. Thus, we can conclude that audio-visual aids are the most effective tools to make teaching and learning process effective. Now we will see the importance of audio-visual aids. The importance of the audio-visual aids can be understood in the following contexts. 1. To convey meaning clearly. Through this AV aids, the message will be conveyed very much clearly. Number 2. to supplement the spoken word. By providing a video or a picture, we can supplement the spoken word. Number 3. To present the subject in condensed form. Condensed is more concise or shortest form. By the usage of audio-visual aids, the subject can be presented more concisely. Number 4. To present the subject in understandable form. By the usage of AV aids, the subject can be presented in an understandable form. Number 5. To impress the ideas better. The presentation of audio-visual aids impress the ideas being communicated better, and the learner make his learning permanent. Number 6. To make teaching realistic. The presentation of AV aids make the teaching realistic. 7. To attract the attention of the audience. The usage of AV aids attract the learners and sustains the interest of the learners. That is point number 8. 9. To clarify ideas better. 10. To create interest in the learner. And 11. To change the attitude. The usage of audio-visual aids clarify the ideas better and create interest in the learner. Further, it will change the attitude towards teaching and learning. Now, let us look at the principles of selection of audio-visual aids. Audio-visual aids will be used singly or in combination, taking some principles into consideration, which are: 1. The teaching objective. 2. The nature of the subject matter. 3. The nature of audience. 4. Relative cost of the various aids. And 5. The availability of audio-visual aids. Now let us see the features of these 5 principles of selection in detail. Number 1. The teaching objective. The audio-visual aids are to be selected according to the teaching objective. According to the teaching objective, that is, the type of behavior change you want to bring about in the learners, like gaining information or changing attitude or learning some skill, the audio-visual aids be selected. Second principle, the nature of the subject matter. The audio-visual aids are to be selected according to the nature of the subject to be taught. These must be relevant to the subject being taught. Third principle, the nature of the audience. The audio-visual aids are to be selected according to the nature of audience. The nature of audience includes the age, educational level, interest, experience, knowledge, and intelligence of the audience. It means according to the age, educational level, interest, experience, knowledge, and intelligence of the audience, the audio-visual aids are to be selected. Flashcards can be used for a small audience, but motion pictures be used for a large audience. Fourth principle, relative cost of the various aids. The aids must not be so expensive. According to the cost of the audio-visual aids, they can be selected. The last principle, availability. The audio-visual aids be selected according to its availability. If the required audio-visual aid is not available, the teacher should make use of indigenous materials. Means the teacher is expected to create a new audio-visual aid. Now let us look at the types of audio-visual aids. The audio-visual aids are classified into three categories like audio aids, visual aids, and audio-visual aids. Tape recorder, public address system, PA system, telephone, radio, and language laboratory will come under audio aids. Visual aids are further divided into non-projected and projected devices. Chalkboard, bulletin board, picture board, photograph and illustrations, flannel graph, flashcard, flip chart, poster, diagram, map, chart and graph, specimen, model, diorama, translate, etc. will come under visual aids. And non-projected slides, film strip, opaque projection and overhead projection will come under projected visual aids. The audio-visual aids are also divided into two categories like non-projected and projected. Drama, puppet show, talking doll will come under non-projected audio-visual aids, while motion picture and video will come under projected audio-visual aids. Another classification of AV aids can be seen here. Both are same. Thus, we can summarize that audio-visual aids are such devices that help the teacher to clarify, establish, correlate, and coordinate accurate concepts, interpretations, and enable the learner to make learning more concrete, effective, interesting, inspirational, meaningful, and vivid. Thank you, one and all.